The Black Widow movie has officially been delayed by Disney. We're going to look at the reports, talk about when we think we will see this movie, and break down just the overall impact of what's going on in the world on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button and let's get into this. So here's the deal, guys. Disney officially delayed Black Widow. This is something we have been talking about a lot. If you don't know, we do a live stream at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. It's our morning stream. We hang out, talk about the ins and outs of what's going on in the entertainment industry with all the nerdy things we care about. Well, it's no surprise to many of you out there that things are changing right now due to what's going on in the world. Things are changing. Black Widow was one of the only big movies out there that had not officially moved its date, but due to a lot of theaters shutting down, a lot of theater chains shutting down completely, it was only a matter of time before Disney decided, yes, we're going to postpone Black Widow. Now, there was an option and still is an option for Black Widow to actually come out on digital. That's something else we've been speculating about on the morning show, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's go to the Variety article that sort of breaks this down. It says here on Variety, Disney's Black Widow is the latest tentpole to shift its release date because of the pandemic. The Marvel superhero adventure, starring Scarlett Johansson, was slated to hit theaters May 1st. The studio also pulled The Personal History of David Copperfield from its Searchlight banner, The Woman in the Window, a 20th century title as well, and it's unclear when any of these films will be released. Disney has already delayed Mulan, New Mutants, and Antlers, but held off on postponing Black Widow in hopes that it wouldn't have to scrap another big film. But the move was inevitable since movie theaters in multiple states, including New York, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and Washington, have been ordered to close. Only AMC Theaters has given a timeline on how long its locations might be closed, estimating 6 to 12 weeks. Okay, so no official new date has been given to Black Widow, and I think, frankly, the studio and all studios are just going to play wait and see. The last thing they want to do is set up new marketing, pay for marketing, set up an expectation of when these movies will come out. We, frankly, are in sort of uncharted territory. We don't know exactly how long things are going to be shut down, and beyond even that, we don't know how long people are going to shut down different portions of their lives, like going out to the movies and seeing things. So, frankly, it was just a matter of time, but here's my thinking on this. I truly believe that Marvel does not want to alter the way these things are released as far as sequentially. What I mean is, if Falcon and the Winter Soldier finishes up the last bits of its production and is ready to go, but they're still not going to open Black Widow in theaters yet, I think they will maybe even delay Falcon and the Winter Soldier or think about releasing Black Widow digitally. This is because what Kevin Feige does and what they have done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe is create a concise way in which things will tie together. I was literally just writing a script and working on a video about how AIM is going to have this big impact in that film and sort of tie into some things that will happen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and then tie into some other things that then happen later on in the MCU. So the sequence of these projects is really important. And so delaying Black Widow in theaters, it throws a wrench into all of that. I think the best way I can explain it as far as expectations is we are probably not going to get any concrete answers for at least a couple of weeks. However, on the silver lining side of things, Black Widow is still definitely coming out. I am like 99% sure it is the next thing in the MCU that will come out. I highly doubt they will delay Black Widow till past Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They'll probably either delay Falcon and the Winter Soldier further or figure out a digital way to release the Black Widow movie. Now, on the subject of the Black Widow movie possibly coming out digitally, this is actually something we've talked about on the show for a couple of different days now. There is a way in which they could perhaps put the film out through an on-demand type of rental service via Disney Plus. This is the same way that pay-per-views work right now for boxing matches and for the UFC via ESPN Plus. You have to have ESPN Plus, either already have a membership or just get a membership for that month, and then within that app itself, you pay an additional fee and you purchase the pay-per-view. Black Widow could completely do this. We actually talked about how it would probably be like a 24-hour rental for around $20. And what's fascinating is just today it broke that Universal is actually adopting a very similar thing to what we talked about on Monday. They are going to be releasing their big movies that are coming out, including The Hunt, which just came out a couple of weeks ago. They're going to be releasing that on digital where you can rent it for $19.99 for 48 hours. And for at least a couple of films coming out in the next couple of weeks and months, they're going to release same day and time theatrical releases and on demand through that digital download service. So Disney could totally do something like that with Black Widow. That is nowhere in the announcements or anything right now, but it is worth mentioning that there's a lot of turmoil in the stock market when it comes to Disney. Disney is one of the companies that's being hurt the hardest by the things that are changing in the world. Obviously, the parks are closing down. It's a big revenue stream for them. Nobody's going to the movie theaters for them. That's a big deal for them as well. And so there was even talks about how Apple could come in and buy Disney amid the turmoil in the stock market. Now, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. There's apparently some big stimulus package coming for the economy, which could hopefully set things back into a better track, and then maybe Disney would recover. But I think either way, they could be looking to do something very different in order to inject some cash flow into their businesses immediately. So I don't know, man. I think they really could release Black Widow digitally if they really had to. And I just want to say, I know this kind of stinks. I know this obviously isn't what anybody wanted. Things are being delayed. We've already been on a hiatus of MCU content. It looks like we'll be on a longer hiatus of MCU content. We're going to still do theory videos here, predictions, and just still really focused on what's coming for the MCU in the future. And we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see what things might Disney be doing, what things might Feige be doing to supplement this, maybe to keep us engaged. Like I said, there's that digital release. Could we see some comic books? Could we see some early previews of things? Like, CinemaCon was shut down. There was supposed to be perhaps footage of even the Eternals that was shown publicly. So who knows, man? We'll just have to keep an eye on it. I think there'll still be plenty of cool, nerdy stuff coming out. But at the same time, if there is a drought of that official stuff, we'll still be making fun content over here and making the most of this situation and just talking about nerdy things. And so, on that subject, if you are watching out there, Den of Nerds watcher, and you have an idea for a theory or something you want us to touch here on the channel, please drop it in the comment section here because we're open to it. We're writing a bunch of interesting stuff right now. We're trying to take a look at what kind of content we think will work while there's no big coming movies and while the anticipation for those movies has been slightly lessened. So if you have some ideas about videos you want to see on the channel, let us know that in the comment section below. And now let's shout out Relly Bananas. Indeed, Squadron Supreme is a rumored Marvel project on the horizon that is sort of like Marvel's version of the DC Justice League. So shout out to you, Relly Bananas. Now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know, what does MODOK stand for in Marvel Comics? MODOK is, of course, the big head-looking machine-mutated scientist that works for AIM. And I want to know, what does that name MODOK stand for in Marvel Comics? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video. The Den of Nerds is independent media. If you want to support us, you can do something as simple as liking or sharing this video. If you want to financially support us, you can join the list of names you see below and become a supporter of us on Patreon. We also do live streams all week, Monday through Friday, over on our live streaming channel. Support independent media. Support the Den of Nerds.